How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today is going to be a learning experience. That and an excuse to make a lot of noise. You see, I've had a question on my mind for the last few weeks, ever since I went to an NHRA Top Fuel drag race, where I got to stand behind the cars as they left the starting line. You guys feel that? And on top of being 11,000 horsepower nitro-fueled beasts that go from 0 to 300 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds, they're also the loudest things that I've ever heard in my life. I mean, the shockwave alone feels like you're getting kicked in the chest. And it was so loud, in fact, that people in the grandstands, they're like 100 feet away, had to wear hearing protection. So that got me thinking, how loud are the cars that we build and modify and drive every day? And can they potentially be louder than one of the most powerful rifles ever made? I'm gonna send it.
All right, go for it.
1, 2. Woo! Wow!
Oh, yeah.
So I have a theory. I think that as car lovers, we, either through nature or nurture, are predisposed to love the sound of an internal combustion engine. Whether it's a race-prepped, naturally aspirated V8 or a high-revving V10 with twin turbos, I love the sound of these cars. But I'll be honest, when I had this car on the dyno, it was so loud that I wasn't able to stand near it, even with hearing protection. But the question remains, can the cars we love so much damage our hearing permanently? And to answer that, I have to figure out what sound actually is. And since I'm not a scientician, I have a friend who knows a little bit more than I do, so I asked him to explain it to me.
What's up, Freddie? We are talking about sound. So sound is simply a vibration through a medium. In this case, your speakers or your headphones are creating that vibration, and then the medium is the air. So that vibration is traveling through the air, and then our ears have these membranes in them, so that vibration hits that membrane and shakes that membrane, and then our brain translates that shaking, that vibration, into the words that you're hearing right now. Pretty neat. So the challenge here is that if that vibration is too strong, something we would perceive as being very loud, then we can damage that membrane and damage our hearing. So if you want to hear additional Lamborghinis in the future, you should probably stand a little bit back from a straight pipe Lamborghini.
So to add a little bit more detail to what Jason just said, let's pretend your eardrum is this wire brush. Now this wire brush has bristles, just like your eardrum has hairs, and the hairs are very sensitive to sound. They can bend a little bit, but if you have a very loud sound that comes all at once, that's gonna be played by this pliers, then what happens to the hairs is they snap right off, and you don't grow these back. So in order to measure how loud or how soft something is, I have one of these. Actually, I have several of these. This is called a sound meter, and it measures in decibels how loud or how soft something is. Now, all you have to do is turn it on. I'm gonna be very quiet so you guys can see the readout. And now I'm gonna be a little bit louder so you can see that the readout goes a little higher. Now the rule of thumb is you don't want to go above 90 decibels for extended periods of time because that's going to lead to some hearing damage. And anything past 130 is definite hearing damage. And this thing maxes out at 130. So if we max this out, that means that that is really, really bad for your hearing. But even if we don't max it out, that doesn't mean it's not bad for your hearing. That just means that you won't go deaf immediately. Now here is how we're gonna science the heck out of this experiment. I put decibel meters at 10 feet, 50 feet, and 100 feet, and the car is gonna be right here, and I'm gonna rev it to around 4,000 RPM, and then I'm gonna do some quick pops up to around redline if the car permits, because that is basically where the car is most loud. Now the decibel meters are gonna be on their max setting. They're gonna record what the maximum sound pressure is. However, this is not a completely sterile, soundproof environment. There are cars going by, there's shops, it's not exactly the most quiet thing in the world. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything super loud going on, so let's put the first car in its place. So this is the first car. This is my 2007 Mercedes-Benz S600. It's my daily driver. It has a 5.5 liter V12 with twin turbos, making around 600 horsepower. And I know what you're thinking, doesn't that amount of horsepower come with a lot of sound? Not really. It has basically a stock exhaust system, other than the fact that the mufflers were deleted by the previous owner, but it's still one of the quietest cars I've ever owned. So the decibel meters are ready to go, so let's see how loud this thing is, or how not loud it is. It's not gonna be very loud. Couldn't even hear that. Did you guys hear something? All right, we've got 84.8 decibels. Interesting. I think this is probably gonna be around ambient noise. 77.3 decibels. I don't have high hopes for this. I don't think the sound carries that much. 73 decibels, actually. That's not too bad. So here I was thinking that it wasn't going to be any louder than ambient noise, but it was. It really was. So what I'm going to do next is bring the next car. So this is my 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG, and just like my other Mercedes, it is completely stock, and actually completely stock, doesn't have the mufflers deleted or anything. But this has a supercharged V8, and it's supposed to be sporty. So I don't know how that translates into sound. I've never actually stood behind the car when I'm revving. Now, another thing to note is that these two Mercedes, they actually have a rev limiter when you're in park or neutral. So I can't rev it past 4 grand anyway. Sorry about that, but the other ones, we should be able to rev out to red line. We should be able to get them pretty loud. Yeah, that's pretty quiet. All right, before anybody makes some noise, 76.7. This one should be pretty near ambient. 65.2, 63.6. So there is a linear curve going from there to here. All right, now this is my other daily driver. This is a 2000 Ford F350 Super Duty with dual rear wheels. This has a 7.3 liter turbo diesel engine, and this is actually the first car out of all my cars so far to be able to rev to red line, even though the red line on this thing is like 3,300 RPM. That was a little smoky, but let's see what we got. Got 100 decibels. Wow, that's way louder than I thought. 100 decibels is actually quite loud. Now coming to the second one, we have 80 on the dot, and number 3 is 76.6. So it almost looks like the sound dissipates very quickly when you start off, and then it sort of slows down. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if maybe it's just the ambient noise adding to it, but yeah, it's science, results. All right, now comes the cars that actually make some decent power. Well, it's not like those didn't, but now this makes some noise. This is my 1995 Toyota Supra SE, and I just had the motor completely overhauled. Actually, me and a friend, Jared, we had it completely overhauled, and now it makes somewhere, well, actually, I don't know how much power it makes, and I don't know how loud it is. So let's answer that second question. All right, that was a little bit louder. Sounded pretty good though. We got 112.7 decibels. That's the loudest that we've had so far. And this, in a sustained long period of time, is hearing damage. This is, that's pretty substantial. Over here, it actually goes down
all the way to 84.2.
And our furthest one is
78.6.
So it has come to this. This is my 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, and it's not exactly stock. Not only is it straight pipe, meaning that there is no muffling at all, but it has the addition of 2 turbochargers, boosting the power quite a bit. Now, the turbos have an effect of actually muffling the sound a little bit, but something tells me that this car is not exactly going to be quiet. I think my truck car alarm just went off. All right, let's see how loud that was.
Oh, wow. 129.6. That is in spitting distance of maxing this thing out. It's blinking, actually. This thing has been maxed out. It's at 100%. That's crazy.
So standing right back here about 10 feet away, that thing is, that's hearing damage 100%.
Wow. 104.9 decibels.
It's still super duper loud from back here, from 50 feet back. It doesn't seem that bad inside. I don't know.
101.4. Wow, it's insane
How much it carries. It basically didn't lose anything from 50 to 100 feet. This is nuts. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my other Lamborghini to test this out. I do have a straight pipe Lamborghini Murcielago, and believe it or not, I think that would be even louder than that car. However, I do have something that may give it a run for its money. This. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Ringer. This is a 1991 Chevy Camaro Z28 1LE race car that actually won the SCCA World Challenge in 91 and 92. This has some real pedigree and it has some real race car parts. Now, the 305 that's in here, it's supposed to be stock. Doesn't really sound stock. And you'll find out more about this car when I released the build on it, because I bought this abandoned and we got this actually going around the track, and now it runs really well. You guys can sort of hear it or sneak peek. How do you hear something before you hear it? In any case, this is gonna be really loud. Takes a little finagling to get in here. And okay. I probably should have worn hearing protection for that. That was loud here. Oof. What? Only 119.3. So my Lambo was 10 decibels louder than this. That's, it's science. I mean, that thing's not gonna lie to me. Let's see what the other ones have.
97.2. Oh, so it's not as loud. 94.8. Wow.
That was legitimately surprising. I did not know that this would be louder than that. That is an all-out race car. This is a road car, and I'm really interested in knowing if this is actually louder than a Barrett. And in order to do that, we came out here. We're at the Aries Firearm Training Facility, and I have Clint from Classic Firearms with a arsenal of weapons to make a lot of noise.
Yes, and a lot of noise we will be making. Freddie, thanks for having us, man.
Dude, I am really excited. Now, I'm a complete noob at all of this stuff. Can you explain to me what is on this table?
Yeah, so a lot of guns.
Okay, right.
All right, we'll start down here. So we've got a GSG MP5 clone that's chambered in 22 long rifle.
Okay, so this is a 22 long rifle is the smallest caliber.
That's the smallest caliber that we're gonna be shooting out here today. Moving right next to it's an AR-9 pistol, so 9mm. 9mm MP5 clone by Zenith.
Right.
And this is also by Brigade Arms, some good guys here too, so I'm excited to shoot that guy. Moving on next is an FN PS90, and that's chambered in 5.7 by 28.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Then we've got the PPS 43C, and this is chambered in 7.62 by 25.
All right.
And now we're going into an AK pistol. This is our Polish HELLPUP, and that's 7.62 by 39. A little bit bigger than the 25, but both 7.62.
So
Actually,
this shoots the round from an AK-47?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. And then so does the SKS that you see right here. This is one of our Chinese SKSs that we recently got in. Moving right on up, we've got 7.62 by 51 or 7.62 NATO and the SCAR 17S that we're currently giving away.
I know all of these names from like video games.
Yeah,
So
this is our Fortnite winner here.
yes.
And then continuing on, we've got our
I know what that
gun.
is.
Yes.
I know what that is. Yes.
Yeah, and of course, so you know this one is chambered in 7.62 by 54R, and that R means it's a rimmed cartridge, and I'll show you the difference between that and like a 7.62 by 51 later. And then we've got our 12 gauge bullpup, and then a little bit over here, just your standard Beretta 92, chambered in 9mm, and then an ATI 1911, chambered in 45 ACP, and then the 45 ACP is actually going to be the most similar round to the 50 BMG.
That's a big one. Can we, can we take a look at this guy right here?
Yeah, so this is the Barrett M82 A1, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Have you ever shot one of these before?
Dude, I've never even seen one, but am I correct in saying that you guys are giving this thing away?
Yes, this $11,500 package with the Vortex optic and everything. Yes, we are giving this guy away.
So you guys can win this thing. It's almost 12 grand worth of gun. Just go to classicfirearms.com and hit the banner on the top of the homepage, and you guys can be entered to win. This is an awesome. I wish I had this. I'm very jealous. But all right, so we're gonna go down range. I'm going to put some sensors on, and we're gonna see how much noise these things make, and we'll get to shooting guns and making some loud bangs.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that, so let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so I am down range, and don't worry, there is no danger here. The only other person shooting, he's all the way over there. But I'm gonna set it up 10, 50, and 100 feet, just like we did with the cars. Hopefully this will be a good analog. That is a large round. All right, we have a 10, 50, somewhere over there, and then 100 feet. And hopefully this all works, because science always works. All right, so first gun. This is the 22 long rifle.
That is correct, yeah, by GSG. It's a MP5 clone, so it's got that cool roller action style there. You know, you just slap that down after you get your mag inserted.
Okay.
All the tactical guys are doing it.
Right.
So, yeah, you are ready to rock and roll with this guy. We got 22 rounds here. If you just want to empty the mag, and we'll get the highest reading.
Good to go. Easy enough.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep, and then just slap it. There you go.
Slap it.
And then just switch it on to fire, and you'll be ready.
All right, nobody downrange?
All clear.
All clear? Mag release.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Got it. Should I pull this as well?
So it does lock back by itself
Uh-huh.
on the last round there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can go ahead and lock it back just like that.
Okay.
Show that the bolt's clear and that we're empty.
Gotcha.
We're all good to check out our
Okay.
our
All
ranks.
right. All right. We have our first reading, and it is 113.4, 75.8, 72.5, 725. That's like a loud conversation. It's not even loud at all. Just like smack
Yep.
it.
Yeah, you just slap it, press it. There you go. You're ready to go.
Okay.
Just flip it into fire and you're ready to rock.
And move a little bit over here so it doesn't like smack me in the face. And release is right here. Okay. Safety's on. All right.
Sweet.
Cool. Do I have any in my hair?
No, I think you're good, man.
I see we already have a bigger readout on the decibel meter, so I wanna get to that. I wanna see how loud this thing is.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whew. All right, this is 120.6. This is 79.7. This is 75.7. Okay, now we have our next gun, and this gun I've seen in Call of Duty. This
James Bond, everything.
Yeah, this is like a really famous gun, except this is the single shot version. This is the PS90, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any full autos today. But yes, so this is the PS90 shooting the 5.7 by 28. You got that round you can compare it to the 22.
So this is the 5.7 round. That's the 22 that we originally shot.
So they pretty much designed this because they wanted kind of like a rifle cartridge and a pistol cartridge. So the FN57 shoots the same gun, and those pretty much go hand in hand. Small little guy, but fast. I mean, like 2,500 feet per second, I believe.
Okay.
So it's a moving fast round, that's for sure.
So weird. Like this trigger is just like this Lego Duplo trigger.
Yeah.
So this slots in, insert tab A into slot B type thing.
Yep.
And just tap it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Boom. And
you might want to put on some ears.
I might want to. I might
Be
want
a
to.
little loud.
You think? Safety on.
Perfect. Looks like a pro, man.
Okay. I like this.
Yeah.
This one's fun.
Yeah. This
one's
guy's
good.
definitely a lot of fun. What is our rating looking like there?
This technically is a faster round, but it is a little bit more quiet. This is 118.7, 97.4, 80.6. So the reason why I think it's a little bit louder when it starts going is because it's a faster round and it creates that shockwave. It's basically like a little sonic boom, and the faster it goes, the more pronounced it is. At least that's what I think. I'm gonna consult with the experts over there. So guys, why is it that it was initially a little more quiet, but when it started getting further down range, it got a little more rowdy? It was definitely louder than the 9mm.
I'm guessing it's probably just because it's picking up. I mean, I guess, honestly, I don't know. I don't know all the science behind it.
So if it's a faster round, my thinking is that it's the little sonic boom effect is a little bit more pronounced, and it gives a little more of a crack. You know, when it goes by the decibel meter. So
you might be right. Well, I think if you got some smart people in your comment section, let us know, because we'd like to know.
Okay, all right. Smart people, comment. Dumb people, never comment. This is a gun that kind of looks like it would be welded to the arm of a robot when they eventually take over.
It does. It does have totally that feel for it, that aesthetic.
Let's see how loud she is. That's really satisfying.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
All right, let's see how loud that was.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is 121.8, a little bit louder, but not too much. 83.0, it's gonna be 76.9. Honestly, I mean, 100 feet out, it's really not bad at all.
Yeah, that would be something that's easily manageable without hearing protection, you know, that low of a level.
I mean, you wouldn't want to be standing out here while the gun is firing.
No, you don't want to be standing, you know, but if it was shooting at only 70, you know, decibel, I mean, hey, that would be great.
All right, next noisemaker. This is a pistol now. So what's this?
All right, so this is a 1911 by ATI. This is like your standard basic 1911 A1, what they're calling their military. And it shoots a 45. You'll see that fat guy right there.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
wow.
And these are naturally subsonic. So these are probably the easiest, the best rounds to suppress in a pistol caliber.
So when you say subsonic, that these are moving, they're not gonna have any sonic boom effect that we've had with the other ones, right?
Right. At least downrange. You'll still have the hot gases causing that explosion and the bang that you hear, but you're not gonna hear that crack. You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
so-
great. So let's try it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
There.
I release right here.
Yep.
Okay.
You can pull the slide back like you initially did.
And
you can put
safety
the
on.
safety on. Yep.
There.
Just like that. Perfect.
Cool.
That's gonna rock into place. Yep.
Just like that.
There you go. You got the click. Yep. you're
Yeah,
in
okay.
there.
Now,
Yep. So go ahead and move the safety down, and that'll open that up for you. Then all you gotta do is pull that all the way back. All the way back. All the way back. There you go.
there we go.
Now we're good.
You have to do it like a man. Okay.
All right. Yeah, you should be good. Go ahead and rack it for me real quick. Let's just go ahead and make sure there's yep. Let's go ahead and rack that. Perfect.
Yep.
We're empty. All right. Perfect. So what'd you think about that?
It was good. There was a lot more recoil.
Yes.
And I was trying to figure out. Hold on. Phone call. Ooh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, I thought you were gonna like that, man. The way this thing works, it feels so good.
All right, on to the next one.
Let's do it.
All right, we have a new firearm and we have a new round. So this was the AK SKS round.
That's right.
And
yep.
this is
a 7.62 by 51, or just commonly referred to as 7.62 NATO. And it is probably my personal favorite practical, maybe, rifle round. I absolutely love that round. This is a 147 grain bullet, and it is a lot of fun. So I've got a mag loaded up here for your SCAR, and of course we already talked about this before. You recognize that through video games and everything else.
Yeah.
But you know, this thing has seen action all over the world by multiple different countries, and it's just a high quality, lot of fun. So the way this one works, similar also AR controls. So you've got your bolt release here. So once you get your mag inserted, hit that, bolt will go forward. While firing, I do advise you, if you're going to hold it by the magazine well, to keep your thumb down, because every time you pull the trigger, it does have a reciprocating bolt, so that'll come back. And I have learned the hard way already once that it will hit your thumb.
Ooh, okay.
It's not.
Well, you could hold it here, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I've got that there. So you can go straight broomstick with it, for the best amount of support. If you want to get a tactical with it, you can put it out there, and you can just whatever's easiest for you and most comfortable, you can do that. It's completely up to you. The stock also folds to the side.
Nice.
So that's always fun. And this guy here, definitely be rough with it, because if you just it's definitely not gonna do that for you. Just slam it into place. You're not gonna hurt it. It was made to withstand a whole lot more than that. All right.
Okay.
All right. Easy enough. I'll go ahead and lock the bolt back for you, and you are all set, sir.
Okay. It's not intimidating at all.
No, not at all. Excellent.
Okay.
Yep.
Just
yeah, you can just pull back on the bolt and then let it go forward. That's completely fine. And you are ready to split the safety.
Okay.
Have at it. I put a couple more rounds in that one for you because I knew as soon as you're going to start shooting it, you're going to yeah, I'm going to want to let loose with it. This thing, yeah, it's a lot of fun. What you think?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do you think that these are louder than cars? Because I don't know what the outcome is. This is still like a very big thing.
if you're thinking like a V12 straight pipe, I think it might put in some competition, but I'm gonna say yes, these are loud.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. So it still didn't max out. It's 125.8.
How's it not maxed out?
It's not maxed out, dude. It's not maxed out. This is okay. That's why we do it.
The meter works?
Oh, the meter works. Yeah. This is interesting. It's at 100.2.
Oh yeah.
So this is way louder. This is louder. It's 105.6.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm assuming that maybe when the bullet is passing through, it's that crack is happening, the sonic boom. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just traveling so fast that it just does all kinds of weird stuff to the wind.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we do this. All right, so I can actually introduce this because I have one of these. This is my first gun, and it's actually a really cool, really cheap way to get into shooting. This is called a MOSIN gun, and it's actually a Soviet gun, and it packs a lot of punch, and it's a really good bang for the buck. It was originally designed in 1891, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, so this is a 9130, yes. So exactly. And this is the cartridge here, 7.62 by 54R. And that R is for rimmed, as you can definitely tell that there's a much more at the base of the bullet here.
Yeah.
Or at the base of the brass. It's most definitely sticking out a lot further than what you would see on other 7.62 or any other type of ammo.
This one is going to be loud. I know that for a fact. It is.
Yeah.
You can feel it in your chest. So I'm really interested in what this does.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. You're good.
Got to lean into it a little bit.
That's right.
There we go.
be a jerk.
Is this there we go. Should have eaten my Wheaties this morning.
Perfect.
All right. Whew.
Oh yeah, man.
That knocked all our demonstration rounds off the table.
That was crazy. 124.3.
No. What?
Yep.
124.3. 91.9. This one is 78.6. This has been eye-opening. I could have swore that this would be like 130 plus, 130 plus, 130 plus, but it's not. All right, so now we have a bigger round, and this is a shotgun round, correct?
That is correct. So this is a 1 ounce slug, and what a slug is for this guy here is just pretty much imagine a 12 gauge bullet, right? So you've got just that. It's not bird shot. It's not going to spread or anything like that. It's just a wad, slug, powder, primer, everything else that you can think of as far as a regular bullet goes, but a big piece of metal. So a 1 ounce slug moving at about 1,600 feet per second. It is a high velocity round.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
That's there. Pull back on charging handle.
Yep. You are ready to go.
Okay.
Flip the switch and pull the trigger.
Oh, that's that's interesting. Okay, all right. Let's do that again. It's like I'm trying to anticipate it, but it's like
Yeah, there's no anticipated.
yeah, the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Whew. Wow. Wow, that's real smoky.
Oh, mag release, yeah. It's, you can hit that button there, and there's also like a little skinnier button on the side there too.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on that?
It's good. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. That felt really loud. I want to see what I want to see how loud that was.
Let's take a look.
All right, let's see what that was.
Oh yeah, shot it. Yeah.
124.3. 124.3. It sounded louder because you feel it in your chest. I think it's more like frequency. Like it's more big range of frequency than actual decibel. That is the biggest round. So it has nothing to do with how big the rounds are.
No, a lot of it has to do with actual powder burn. And again, the shorter the barrel, that powder's not burning as much, so that's just more boom, coming out the end of the barrel.
87.9, 79.7. 79.7 is just like somebody giving you a stern talking to. Yeah, me yelling was louder than the actual gun going off over there.
And so you know what this means now, right?
What does that mean?
That means 50 cal time, man.
Woo! Okay. Let's see actually, is a 50 cal the only gun that is capable of maxing this out?
We're about to find out.
All right, so this entire day we've been shooting these types of rounds. Kind of small, larger, and then we come to this guy. This is the 50 BMG, correct?
Right, man. Yep. So that is a 50 caliber cartridge that you're seeing right here. As you can tell, it's pretty small. Fits. I mean, yeah, it's awesome.
How much does each one of these cost?
$5. So
$5 each shot.
Yep. So a 10 round box mag that you got here, that's $50 right there.
Just for comparison's sake, people might not know how much other bullets cost. How much do these, like, let's say, how much does this one? How much does that one cost?
Oh man, you're probably talking cents to the round. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a few pennies versus $5.
Yeah.
This is gonna ruin your weekend. Let's just say that.
660 grain. So this is over an ounce. Because like I mentioned before, this guy here is 437 grain. So this thing is going to be awesome. Now, if you notice at the front of this gun here, it does have quite the muzzle brake to it. So that porting is going to help a lot with the recoil.
So the gases come out of here.
Yes. Yep, exactly. So we
go right into my camera, which means that I have to move my camera.
Yes. Recoil, it's going to be noticeable. But I think honestly the 12 gauge you just shot is actually going to have heavier recoil than what this
Okay.
So there's your charging handle. Just pull that guy back. And then let it go.
Yeah.
You can
just that just sends everything flying.
you might have it. There it goes.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. And safety is on.
Lean into it, rack the bolt.
Bring it back.
Yep. Yeah, just lean in when you rack it. You are ready to go, man.
Okay, ready to go.
Hit it.
I'm gonna send it.
All right, go for it.
1, 2. Woo! Wow!
no! That is,
That even blew me back a little bit.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear
What? Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna do that again.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do that again. I didn't hear that. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God! I can't believe you guys are giving this exact gun away. Oh my God. For anybody that wants to have this in their life, definitely go to Classic Firearms and just hit the banner at the top of the homepage, and you can win this gun. It's insane. I have everything, all that stuff that came out of the gun. It's now directly in my nose. Yeah. That's what you.
It's a smell of freedom.
It's a smell of freedom. Oh, dude, that's good. Yeah. That's good. I like that. That's good. That's good. Whew.
Did you set up the car alarm?
Yep.
Did my alarm go off?
Yeah, it just chirped at you. Oh, that's funny.
Oh boy. Okay, let's try that one more time. Oh boy. Okay.
Perfect. Oh, it's all good.
Okay. So, that has to be like super loud. That has to be super loud. I gotta go check it. I'm gonna go check it. This has to be loud. This cannot be quiet. You're not gonna believe what this is.
No way.
You're not gonna believe. Okay. It's 127.
What?
It's 127 decibels. This is 90.3. This is 77.8. 77.8. That's crazy. 77.8. Wow.
So you like it though, right?
Huh?
You like it though, right?
Dude, this is fun.
You can see why I'm very happy about my job in the industry I'm in.
Oh, yeah. All right, it's time for the results, and they are really surprising for more than one reason. Now, I have split this chart up into vroom and boom, and obviously you can see that I have a lot more boom than I have vroom. I'm sorry, I don't have that many running cars. We do have some interesting takeaways. Number one, you can have a more restrictive exhaust and still have a louder car. The Lambo was louder than the Camaro, and the Camaro has no restriction whatsoever. It's just straight headers into a downturned pipe. And the Lambo has 2 turbos, and turbos definitely act like mufflers. Well, they're kind of spinny choo-choo boy mufflers, but mufflers nonetheless. It's still got more than 10 decibels over the race car. However, there is one thing that's true. The more stock you are, the quieter it is. So the SL55, which was super duper 100% stock, that had 76.7 dB, and then it went down to 63.6, which is actually quieter than me talking right now. But the S600 with its deleted mufflers actually managed 84.8, so it got almost 10 dB over the SL55. So if you want a little bit more tone but don't want to go crazy, maybe that's what you do. Another big takeaway is that caliber doesn't necessarily translate into sound, because we have larger calibers here and smaller calibers up here. I separated them large to small or small to large. And you can see that they get into the 120s and then they kind of bounce around for a bit. So right here we have 129 decibels, and that's from the Pioneer HELLPUP, and that's shooting 7.62 by 39. But if we go to the next gun that shot 7.62 by 39, that went to 123. And if you go down here to the Barrett was the most surprising thing of all, because I thought it was going to be the granddaddy of maxing out all of my sensors. I thought that this was going to read 130 plus, 130 plus, 130 plus. And no, it was 127. The HELLPUP was 2 decibels more than it. And at 100 feet, it was 77 decibels. The Supra was louder than the Barrett at 100 feet. That's sort of insane. However, there are a lot of weird things that happen when you have different sorts of ammunition. Now, the SCAR is really interesting because it got louder at 100 feet than it was at 50 feet, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just going by the sensor so fast that the sonic boom effect was creating that crack at the 100 feet mark. But you guys can let me know, because we actually did this off camera a few more times and we still got the same results. Now, one thing I've noticed right off the bat is the fact that guns are loud. The 22 long rifle, which shot this little round, that was 113 decibels. 113 decibels is louder than the Supra at 10 feet. So even if it's a really small pea shooter, still makes a really big boom. You don't want to be next to this when it's going off without hearing protection. Coming down here, obviously you want to have your ears on, but what's surprising to me is that with cars, people never do this. I mean, we had 101 decibels at 100 feet for the Lamborghini, and nobody around here wears hearing protection. I mean, 100 decibels for long periods of time will give you hearing damage. And now I'm more cognizant of this. I'm more aware. And now I'm going to think twice before I press the gas pedal just to make some noise, because this could actually hurt somebody. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking right now, and it's that I'm not comparing apples to apples. I did this on a range, and I did this in a parking lot. There's different sorts of reverb, there's ways sound can bounce, and that is true. However, I couldn't get my cars to the range, and I definitely couldn't get guns in a parking lot. I don't even know why I would do that. This is the best one-to-one comparison I could get. So it comes down to this. Is my Lambo louder than a 50 cal? And obviously, yes, my Lambo is louder than a 50 cal on all counts. It's 2.6 decibels louder at 10 feet. It's almost 20 decibels louder at 50 feet, and almost 25 decibels louder at 100 feet. However, the interesting thing is that the Barrett is just a quick pop and then it's all over. But the Lambo, it stays at that 129. It hovers around there for quite a long time before it comes down. So it's way worse for your hearing, and it's more dangerous. So yes, I can say that my Lambo is more dangerous than a 50 cal in sound. So what did we learn in this episode? Number one, cars do indeed need hearing protection when you're at the dyno. When you're just revving in a parking lot, it can do some damage if you're not careful. So people revving at a Cars and Coffee, just stop it. Just don't, you know, your car sounds nice, just relax. Number two, even if you have a very, very small caliber of gun, you still need hearing protection because it is super loud. Now, I didn't try any subsonic ammo and I didn't try any suppressors, but I wager that it still is louder than you may think. And number three, revving cars and shooting guns is so much fun, especially when you have a lot of good friends around to do it. I want to thank the guys at Classic Firearms. They came out and they gave me their arsenal for the day, and we had a ton of fun and we got a lot of good data. So you guys can go check them out at their website, and they're giving away that Barrett, even though it's not as loud as my Lambo. I will be doing more of my builds in the coming days. Don't worry, this is not a regular thing. I just wanted to see how you guys would like it, and I certainly had a lot of fun. So until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on cars like all of these that are louder than I thought, you guys need to wrench every day.